Hey guys, Sean, Lessons Never Dummies. Back with the Tippmann TMC today. So, about 2-3 weeks ago, I went back to the lightning bolt and I put a big ugly dry spring in this thing that was not in any way intended to go inside here, but it was to try and prove to myself that a larger spring would see less of a drop over time if the marker remained cocked. So, Tippmann TMC, if you leave the marker uncocked, the bolt actually rests on the detent, which flattens it, and then upon cocking the marker, all your bolts come spitting out the barrel. So I leave mine cocked to prevent that damage to the detent, but what it does is it obviously compresses that spring over a long period of time, and then it maintains a memory. And in this case, with the upgrade dry spring that I was using, this marker with this tank shot about 37 joules, but then after me storing it in that cocked position, it settles around 28, 30. Now I went to the lightning bolt because it had a big opening in the back where I could stick a spring in that it was not intended to be in there. Once I installed it, I fired this marker like it is, same tank, Joule, Grimberg Joule V2s. This marker shot 258, 260 feet per second, which is like 25 joules. And that was to be expected with the lightning bolt because I don't have the pin mod in this bolt. And frankly, the heavier the bolt, the higher the FPS. I've actually still got it sitting right here, just in case it needs to go back in. What I mean by pin mod is, I don't know if you can pick that up through the bag. You can see that little extra pin I've added in there. Prolongs the time the valve is open. Here we are, 2-3 weeks later. Marker's been cocked this whole time. 258, 260 is what it shot. See what it shoots now. Did the heavy spring help at all? .218. Well, that's a definite drop. 212. 210. Well, clearly it's still settled. I've got a whole bunch more springs to try, and that's what we're gonna do. But this time, I'm just gonna jump to the heaviest one I have that will set the bolt, or set the sear. We got it opened up here. Now you can see the spring that I have in this lightened hammer, which doesn't belong. And I'm just noticing now, I actually installed a stainless compression spring, which is pretty much garbage. I've learned, don't use stainless springs in your markers. They look good, they perform crappy. They lose their step very quickly. So that test you just saw, I lost like 7 to 10 joules of energy keeping this marker in the cock position, trying to save my detent. But let's swap it out for something new and bigger and not stainless, and we'll see how she performs. All right. You can tell that spring has a little wiggle in it. It wasn't properly supported either. It was still kind of loose inside here. The new springs are gonna fit this diameter hopefully better, and will prevent any of that. We are going to start with the heaviest that I have. Which is this guy here. It's a 1.2 by 100 by 13 diameter. Hopefully it fits down there much nicer. There you can see how it'll be much better supported in the hole, but will it cock is the real issue here. So Let's see, what am I doing here? I think I'll reinstall this. Yeah, this was just a bolt I had laying around. Nothing fancy. So what I want to see here is me be able to actually reach the sear. It reached no problem, as you can see. Oh. I may have or should have ordered an even thicker one. The largest diameter that I got was 1.2 millimeters, thinking that it wouldn't recock. But it looks like I can go larger, but phew, this is the biggest one I got now, so this is what we're gonna go with. I guess at least now it gives me time. I'll order the new spring. And then it'll be time to retest this one after it's been sitting. But I can definitely go with a thicker spring on this guy. Okay, let's screw it back together and we'll go see what she puts out. Fresh spring all loaded up. Now, like I said, I definitely should have gone to a thicker wire gauge because just based on this thing is way too easy to charge now with that spring, even though it's thicker than the factory spring. Go figure. But diameter is much larger, the bolt is lighter. A couple of different factors at play here, but let's just see how it performs. 218 was tops with that other spring, and then it kind of went down to 210. Can we beat it? Well, we shall find out. No, not even close. I knew it. I knew it. But you can see that does demonstrate the difference between, I mean, you can feel the difference when you install the heavier dry spring in here. You know what it's doing. And just by me pulling this, I knew this wasn't going to perform very well. Bummer that I have to wait for more springs because I know what this thing can do. I just haven't quite hit the nail on the head yet. Does shoot very well though.